Good afternoon, and I'm reporting to you live from Crafton Hills College on an Ebola vaccine. Yes, I said it, an Ebola vaccine. Today we have one of the many representatives from the Public Health Organization from Canada, Dr. Brisbane, here to give us some information and some insight on this new vaccine that they are developing. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time out to come and share this exciting news on this development of the vaccine. So one of my questions for you, Dr. Brisbane, is where exactly is this study being taking place?
Well, STRIVE is actually taking place in Sierra-Leone, specifically in the western rural and urban area.
Okay.
Fort Loko, Bombali, and Togolili.
Perfect. Okay. Now, my question is, why did you guys choose these locations to hold the experiment?
Because these 5 places are the most heavily affected by the Ebola outbreak. From a logistics standpoint,
Okay.
they're big enough to provide enough space to enroll the vaccine.
Wonderful. So what exactly is in this vaccine that you and your team have developed?
The vaccine is a recombinant vesicular stomatitis virus, Sierra-leone Ebola virus vaccine.
Wow, that's a big word.
That will hopefully produce antibodies against the Zaire strand of Ebola. There's a single Ebola virus in this vaccine,
Okay.
and you would have to have the whole Ebola virus to get Ebola.
Okay, so basically that one strand
Yes.
wouldn't allow you to contract this
Yeah,
virus.
you
Okay, perfect. So how many participants exactly have you enrolled in this vaccination, and is it voluntary?
There are 8,650 volunteers.
Wow.
There are health workers that are working in these 5 areas right now.
Okay.
And that would include the doctors, the nurses, the burial workers, ambulance team, etc.
Wow.
For the eligibility includes you have to be 18 and older,
Okay.
working in one of those areas, and we do not take pregnant women, breastfeeding women, or any immunocompromised person.
Absolutely, I'm sure it's for their safety.
Yes.
And you and your team, now I'm sure many of us are wondering, how exactly are you organizing this study, and what type of study is it?
Well, it is an unblinded study, and that means that nobody's going to get a placebo. Everybody knows they're getting this vaccine.
Okay.
Because it would be inhumane
Okay.
to not give them this virus when they're in these affected areas. They need it.
Absolutely.
And it is individually randomized, and so some people are going to get it right away from that very first day to 7 days, and then other people will be monitored and they will get it 6 months later.
And why exactly is it that you chose to do it that way?
Just so that we can compare the first group versus the group that gets it later to see what the symptoms are.
Right, that makes sense, having 2 different groups from 2 different times. And now that leads me to my next question, which I'm wondering, and I'm sure you folks out there are wondering as well, have there been any symptoms shown from those that you've already vaccinated?
Well, only 1 in 2 people will develop a fever, a headache, sore arms, and then only 1 out of 8 develop nausea. So there's no death coming just from getting this vaccine.
So this is not life-threatening,
no,
from what it seems like so far.
Safe.
That's really exciting. So my last and final question for you, Dr. Brisbane, is what are your final thoughts, opinions on this vaccination? Are we planning on taking it to other countries? Or is this something that we want to, keep quiet and remain until we actually know?
Well, this is only phase 1, and we also are going to have phase 2 and phase 3 happening in Guinea and Liberia.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll find success in finding a treatment to cure this Ebola virus.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much once again for taking your time out to share this exciting news with us. And there you have it, folks. A potential vaccine for Ebola, this harmful, deadly virus. Tune in next week where I'll have another representative from Dr. Brisbane's team to share some more insight and hopefully finding the vaccination to cure this virus. We'll see you next time, folks. Have a great night. Bye.